class and object we understand. Now practically we will see with an example. Okay, so I will give you construct a question. First I will construct a question. First and foremost thing, you have to understand how many types of functions are there. How many types of functions are there? You know that in C language you already learned 4 types of functions are there. Function types are there. What are the types? Tell me first. Yes, user defined functions and predefined functions. Predefined functions are already defined by the libraries. Any? Yes, without argument. Yes, right answer. Without arguments, without parameters, or without arguments, without return type, sorry, without return type. And similarly, how many types are there? If this is user defined types, okay, you have 4 different types of functions are there. That may be a Java, or that may be a Python, or that may be a C++, or any type of language. We have 4 different types of functions are there, with arguments, without return type. Next, we have another function type, that is type 3, without arguments and with return type, with a return type. Next, we also having another function type, loss type, that is with arguments and with return type, okay, done. Okay, so these all are the function types we will use in predefined or user defined. But in predefined, that is already defined by the scientists, that will be created in the libraries. For example, in util we have a predefined class called scanner. Scanner is the predefined class. Under that particular class we have some methods like next line, next int, next float, like this. Similarly, we are also going to create a arithmetic operations. Once again we will see, we will understand with an arithmetic operations. My class name is arithmetic. So let me construct the program first. Construct, what is the question I am going to give is, write a Java program for the following, okay. So under that, first point is create a class with class name student, okay. Next, second point, declare the variables in the class. Declare the variables as student ID or roll number, you can say. Student name, I will write complete student name, okay. I will go for arithmetic first, later I will go for student, okay. So let me go for arithmetic. So arithmetic is my class name, and declare some variables like a comma b comma result, okay. And third point is create functions sum, subtract, multiplication, and division with 4 different types okay. That means first is with return type, without arguments, without return type. That means sum. Subtract is with arguments, without return type. Multiplication is without arguments, with return type. And division is with arguments and with return type. So we have to follow the 4 rules here I already given. Next, the fourth point is create an object. These all are public functions. Create public functions. Okay, without public functions we cannot access. These all are the private variables. I will tell you, there are 4 different types of access specifiers are there. You already know: private, public, protected and default in Java. Okay, what is private? Private cannot be accessed outside of the class with object also. Public can be accessed with object using the reference of the object outside of the class. Protected will be used in the inheritance. Protected will be used in inheritance. In inheritance. Anyone is having doubt? Monica? Do you have any doubt? No? Okay. So now next is create an object outside of the class, outside of the class, and call the functions. Call the functions. Okay, so this is the question. What are all the tabs? So let me create a new project. File, new Java project. So the project name is oops. Click on finish. I don't want to create any module. Now go to source file, right click and add new class. My class name is arithmetic. So I don't want any main method because an individual class it is. Module, generally we will not go for a module because sometimes whenever I have multiple projects like Python and Java, we will work together because Eclipse supports multiple platforms. For example, I have both the Python because Python supports different modules. So then I will create the module and call the classes in the Java. So at that particular time I will go for a module. Right now we are not going to use any modules. Okay, if it is multiple languages then only we will go for a modules. Okay, otherwise we are not going to any modules. We can also write the programs of like C++ also in Eclipse if we have adapters. Okay, that's why they are giving some module. Don't create any modules. Next, public class arithmetic is my class name. So I have 3 variables now. Private is the keyword. So private. What are the variables I have to give? Integer. I will take in integer. A comma B comma result is the 3 variables. Is the 3 different variables. Now I have a public functions. I have to create 4 public functions. Public void means it return nothing. Okay, and my function name is sum. It is not going to take any arguments. So and then another thing is I want to go for scanner also. Scanner. So let me import, Control Shift and import the scanner class. Scanner SC equals to new scanner of what? System dot in. Okay, system dot in. So now I will ask here sys so enter any number, now a equals to, so we are going to scan sc dot next int, you people know. Okay, next similarly I will go for next thing also, enter any number, b equals to sc dot next int. Okay, next, so result equals to a plus b. Now I am going to print sys sum is what, where is the sum, in result plus a result. So this is the function, for first type of the function without return type, without arguments, we will take two numbers and we will add and display. Okay, next type of function, public, because you must know all the type of functions according to the question framing, you have to follow the rules. Next is what is the second type, with return type without arguments, no? So public int subtract is my function name. Return type must be integer. Now it is not going to accept any arguments here, so it must have some return type, that is result. So how? So same thing, we need this set of statements. So enter any number, we will store under a, and enter any number, we will store under b. Now result equals to a minus b, and we are not displaying here, we are just returning, because result is an integer variable. Okay, subtraction is a function, it is going to be written some integer. Next we have multiplication function is there, no? I will use third type of function. So multiplication is the function name, it is not returning anything, that means void, and my function name is multiply. So it is going to take two arguments, that is int x comma int y. I will take two arguments now, and I will assign directly a equals to x, that is formal variable can be assigned to the instance variable. Sorry. And next thing is b equals to y, that means once again the formal variable going to assign to the instance variable. Now here I am going to calculate a into b and display the result here only. How this statement can be useful, I will copy this and here I will paste system.out.println multiplication is with at result. Okay, this is with return without return type with arguments. This is without arguments with return type. This is without return type without arguments. And final function I will go for a division. I will go for division. See here, public int division. So division is going to take two arguments, that is once again int x comma int y, and now I will go for a equals to x and b equals to y. Okay, then the result calculation is like this, a divided by b. Okay, so these all are public functions: division, multiplication, subtraction, and sum. In colleges we directly write the main method here only and we will call the functions, but in so many projects like Eclipse, so we have to create main method separately because there are number of classes, not a single class. This is an arithmetic class, it consisting of some data members, some private members, and some public functions like this, sum, subtraction, multiplication and division. So where I have to call? I have to call, right click, create a new Java class, and my class name is arithmetic test. Arth test is my class name. I am going to create a main method under it, another class, because Java is purely object oriented programming approach, so even main method must be there in a class. Now next, what do you have to do? You have to create the object for what? Arithmetic. Arithmetic is a class I created. You know what is the syntax of the class object? How to create a class object? Variable equals to class name arithmetic and variable, some AR is my variable. Okay, after that equals to new. New means we are creating dynamic memory for this particular object. New arithmetic. Okay, like this only we can create the object. What happens whenever I create an object like this? I create an object like this. So if I create the object for this particular class, arithmetic class, then my Java compiler is going to load a class object with some it is having some hexadecimal address, because we know that every particular object is having some address. So I will write 0 cross 6, I am assuming, okay, 6FF123 is the object address. So whenever I am creating like this, the compiler is going to be assigned some hexadecimal address. It will be like this, arithmetic at the rate of hexadecimal address. Now I will print the object, then you have some clarity regarding whenever you are printing an object what happened. Next, what happened internally, it will create the memory for X. What is the I'm writing A is a variable, because arithmetic class consisting of A variable, B variable, result. 3 different variables will be created, dynamically created whenever we declare the object, and we assign the new. Whenever you create an object like this, arithmetic AR, then the compiler will allocate some memory, compiler will create a hexadecimal address, an address to that particular object. After that, whenever you create using new arithmetic, then what happened? New is a keyword, it is used to allocate the memory for arithmetic AR. What is, how much of memory? This is of 4 bytes, this is of 4 bytes, this is of 4 bytes. Totally how many bytes will be allocated? 12 bytes will be allocated. What is the size of AR now? The size of AR is 12 bytes. At the same time, we have the 4 different functions is also there. I am not writing here, but there are 4 different functions. Using this particular object, you can call any one of the functions. We cannot touch this particular data because it is private. These all are private variables, and these all are public functions. What are the public functions? Sum, subtract, multiplication and division. Okay, so see here, if you having a doubt, once again see how many bytes, whenever you are creating an object, how many bytes will be created. You already learned in C++ also. If you learn C++, you can clearly understand. Okay, see here, I will erase this. Okay, so see here, in arithmetic class we have 3 different variables are there whenever you are creating an object. So similarly, For scanner, we are creating an object. How we are creating an object? Scanner sc equals to new scanner of system.in. They are passing some object because it is internally called the constructor. What is a constructor? We will understand later. Okay, scanner sc equals to new scanner. Whenever you create an object, you will access these functions sc dot. Using this particular object, we will call the predefined methods. Similarly, in our class, this is our class, user defined class. In user defined class, I created my class object like this, and I will call all the functions ar dot. What is the function? Sum is the function name. See here, it is automatically giving me. It is return type is void. So click on enter. So we can directly call. For example, another function is there, ar dot subtract. Subtract will returns an integer value, no? So we have to store here in integer. So I will give you a sub is my variable name. Sub is my variable name. Int sub ar dot subtract. That means I am calling the subtract function. The subtraction function will be called here where? In arithmetic. So that means a b memory will be filled and it will be subtracted. The result will be returned. The result, where that particular result will store, we assigned it to sub. That means here so subtraction is so let me go for subtraction is plus, where is the result? In sub. Okay, next, similarly, what is the third function? That is multiplication. We need to pass parameters from outside. X and y will receive the values and it will be assigned to the instance variables. Instance variables means class variables, class local variables. What class local variables means? These are the variables. Okay, these are the function local variables. X and y is the function local variables or formal variables, we can say. Okay, so what happens? So in arithmetic test, we will call ar dot, using object only we can call the functions. What is the function here? We have multiply. See here. So double click here. So you can give some values like 23 comma 5. We get 23 multiplied by 5. That will be output will be printed in the function itself. Next, we have division. Last type, it will have return type and arguments, no? So I will create a variable. So if you want to receive the result, you must create a variable or you can directly print. But if you want to go for further process, you must declare a variable. So sorry, this is division, no? I will give div. Div is my variable. So what I have to call ar dot division of what? Some values 4 comma 2. So we get 2 is the output. 2 will be stored here because division means 4, 2 will be go to the arithmetic class. X and y will receive. It will be assigned. Result will be calculated and result will be returned. Where it is going to store? Here in division, because we assigned like this with arguments with return type. So now ar dot so okay, division is what? At where? At div. Okay, done. Save it. Tell me. Yes. Yes, right answer, because you get double value. Yes, because of, yes, double here also we need the double. Here the return type is double. 2, we get 14. Second time it is asking for subtraction. I am going to give 4, 2. I get subtraction and multiplication and division. Directly you got the answer. Okay, let me see what happened whenever I am putting this in arithmetic test. Now no problem. So let me execute this. I don't have any main function in arithmetic class, but in arithmetic test I have a main method and I created an object. Right click, run as Java application. So enter two numbers, 4 and 2. We got 6. Enter 4 and 2. Subtraction, multiplication and division. Yes, got it. Okay, I think maybe the reference was